It's Mike with the 1974 GMC. Just wanted to show you guys something quick. This will be we'll call it a live action video. So when I machined this intake manifold, I chose to put both sets of bolt holes in it for both the square bore and the, I think it's called a spread bore carburetor or the carburetor flange. And when doing that, where I shortened this down, many of these holes go through into the manifold and could potentially be a vacuum leak. So what I did is I machined some bolts off, put a slot in them, and to fit in there and block those holes. And so after I machined them and whatever got them to fit, I put this thread sealant in them. I normally use it on head bolts, but in this particular case, it's not supposed to harden up, and it seals the thread, so should prevent any vacuum leaks. And if somebody needs to get it out later, they should be able to. So we got that. And then I'll show you quick here. I got one in the lathe ready to go. I guess if you don't have a lathe, you could do it all with a cutoff wheel and a file. So here it is in just a bolt in the lathe, and you can see I have a nut that has a slot cut in it. And what that does is when you tighten the chuck up, it allows the nut to squeeze on the threads and hold position. There's another one that I had done for a different size project. So I've made a few of them over the years. So what I'm going to do is set you up here, and I've pre-positioned this camera, so hopefully this works. Made it so that if I set it right here, that it should be looking right at the lathe. So here we go. I'm doing this dry. I seldom use oil just because I don't like the mess it makes. The thing about oil though is it does preserve your tools. You don't have to sharpen your tools as often. But there's a cutoff tool. There's just a turning tool. Just going to clean that up a little. Maybe one more pass. Okay. And I've got a file here. I just want to clean the end of that thread up so that it'll thread in when it's ready. Okay. Shut that off. Turn this around. I'm basically going to do the same thing on the other end. And these are just probably grade 2 bolts. Just some I found in my bolt bin. They're going to be good enough for this. And the reason I'm doing this, I'm machining right by the shank and not just turning the end of the threads off, is because I want that shoulder to stop it from threading in so that it couldn't vibrate through the intake manifold and basically fall in the runner and make it into the engine and do some damage. So these won't be able to pass through the intake. That's why I'm doing it this way. So get it close, and then the rest of the work is some hand work on the bench. All right. This sometimes is a little warm, not bad. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can get you to the bench where you can see there, if there's some way to One of the drawers on the toolbox will allow you to see what I'm doing on the bench. Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to kind of almost drop you. And so that's just my bench vise. And I'm putting this in with the split facing the vise so as not to pinch the bolt much. And then I'm going to take my cut-off grinder and just put a slot in it for the screwdriver. Okay, I'm going to back this out and just make it a little deeper. Iris, enough. Then I'm just going to take a file and clean it up because I don't want it sticking up too much from the manifold. Clean up a little around it. We'll call it. So there's the finished product, and that'll block that last hole off. So, and actually it'll, if somebody uses this manifold for a carburetor later, they three could be taken out and put in the other holes and block those off. So just wanted to show you that. There's probably lots of ways of doing it, just the way I thought of. Have a good day.